Hello. Very happy to have you here. Please introduce yourself to our listeners.
My name is Kevin. I'm the Chief Business Officer of Gate.io. So I'm very happy to be here. This is probably the last ever interview for this week before I wrap up the whole Token 2049's experience.
It's been definitely a week,
It
right?
is, yes.
So let's talk also about the recent months for Gate.io, right? It's been the talk of the town, and I'm very curious to hear to what you attribute the growth and the incredible volumes.
Well, so the market's been nice to us, obviously, but also we just this week we obtained the full license with Barra for exchange service. So we just got it in time, thank God. This is probably the best news that you can have during the token week. So we will have ongoing expansion plans in the region, EMENA, which is pretty important. I guess everyone's agreed that this is the hub for Web3 ecosystem. So I think this year we will have a lot more offline events as well, where we can have face-to-face time to our communities and users. It's always nice to just talk to people and see them in face-to-face, right? So stay tuned.
For sure. So I'm very curious because, of course, crypto market is super volatile, and with exchanges, that's a primary target because of the tokens, because
Yep.
of the project. So how do you usually manage the volatility and market changes?
So volatility is usually all right for exchange as long as we manage our risk. I think it's the sentiment. Sometimes it's just like it get onto our users because like it's their life saving, their money, right? Their investment. I always like to say that they always like exchange until things not working for them. But what we're trying to do is I can pretty openly talk about this one incident just a couple of days ago, maybe just a week ago. We have issues with our contract platforms. In just less than 3 hours time, we just decide we have to reimburse everyone, compensate fully 100%, just to make sure that the user is protected. I think that's key, especially during, as you said, volatile market. That's already a market element, and you have like exchange. I coming from a traditional finance background, and exchange only run 5 days a week for 8 hours a day. Crypto exchange, and it's just not just Gate.io, right? Every exchange, very respectfully, they run 24/7 for the whole year. So there will be hiccups here and there. The most important part is we have to go user first. User is always the utmost top priority. That's how we see it.
Right. And maybe despite your efforts, what do you think is the common perception of exchanges right now? And especially within Gate.io, what critique do you usually encounter?
Cricket, it's a good question. So I would say our customer support is subpar. Can I say it on record? Probably. Yeah. My marketing team gonna kill me afterward, but I think it's all right. I think it's a fact. It's subpar, but also because we have now more than 20 million users, and if you just take a percentage, let's say 0.001, I just make it up, but like 0.001% will encounter some kind of problem during the end-to-end process. In absolute number terms, it's still a lot of people, right? So the customer service, customer support has been working towards that, and still a percentage of that, we may not be like up to the secretary level. They go online, they have to complain. That's where I step in, right? I just want to make sure they look after, take a look of what's actually happening, offer our help. So like I'm more like a firefighter or like an engineer. If you have a problem, I try to solve it for the community.
Right. And looking at the other angle, the projects, right? What, shifts in quality perhaps you observed, maybe looking back to 2024 and right now? Is there a big dissonance there?
Absolutely, yeah. Towards the end of last year, everyone's knows just like it's the meme con cycle where like everyone's just like want to get listed, want to get an exchange, no exception. Like we work like our listing team work quite like I bet like they overtime every day like 2 months just to get a token or like a project listed. Now, do have our due diligence process, but also we have to compete with the market, right? We have to want to list it quick, want to get the right token and projects to be listed. It's been tough. Now, this even more tougher environment right now because, in my own opinion, meme cons is just going around. You make 5x here, 10x here, and you lose all the money on the next one. So there's no exit liquidity. you still have to have like a good combination of short-term investment, high risk, high return investment like meme coins, and then the longer term investment, longer term projects on your platform so that the users can actually, allocate accordingly. I think that's the focus for the next 2 quarters, where we found potential projects that with a longer growth, while we still have a lot of meme coins. By the end of the day, it's a fair platform. We don't know which token or projects will 10x or 20x, right? But we provide a platform for our users to choose and invest into different kind of like risk appetite, different kind of expected return, so that they can stay within the ecosystem.
Right. And even for projects, and that doesn't just apply to Gate, also all
Exactly.
the other
Yeah.
exchanges.
So we try to help a lot more with potential projects with like promising idea, not about hype anymore, not about like how many likes and follows they have on social media. And we try to help them from the very beginning, end-to-end process. We try to incubate them more. We try to help them raising funds. We kind of like a crypto supermarket, so to speak, just like Citibank is the supermarket for banks. We have our Gates Ventures arms. We have Gates Labs, which is the incubations. So we do have the resources to help them to, connect to the right people, right networks to grow the projects, even before the TGE. So I guess that's what we try to help the projects more in a way that to just grow the whole community.
Right. And what would be like the super success for Gate, in your view? What would you need to reach either
All
from
right.
user
I'm
perspective?
gonna probably say it on record, and it's not about the market return. So we want to be top one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, of course, that would be like different methodology, coin market cap, or like other platforms, or like depends on it's like a trading volume, is it spot, is it futures, but like we're aiming for top one. I think a different exchange have less and less product differentiation by the end of the whole thing, just like traditional banks and brokers. But you still want to have the market share, the whole capital to stay with you to make it work. And we're trying on that front. On spot trading volume, according to CoinMarketCap, we're top three right now already. For contract markets, I think we're growing. We try to get to up to 10% of the market shares, and in that way, people stick around. So hopefully, finger crossed, we work toward that goal.
How feasible do you think it is?
It's always visible, like in a way that we're so early in this industry. I always talk about first we just like Wild West, where like you can be like quite a scammer and you can still survive. Like no one cares because like you scam like $1, they make like $100 like somewhere else. But we're now in a market where regulatory requirements like is the key, right? It's still early. Now everyone get their license. It's about like how you run the business, like in an optimal way that you're not losing money. And in the very last phase is like merger and acquisitions. We haven't seen it like just yet,
Yeah.
right? And we've seen it with banks, right?
Yeah.
JP Morgan Chase is like 6, 7 banks together in the last 20 years. So that would happen. I have confidence, pretty certain that will happen in the crypto market as well. Not only for exchange, maybe on like different protocols or different projects. When that happens, then the shape will change quite dynamically, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing your
No,
insights.
thank you
I
for
really
having me
enjoyed
here.
our
Thank you.
conversation. Yeah, have a great day.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank
Kevin.
you.